Meanwhile, the Upper East Regional Youth Organizer of the party, Salahuddin Musa, says he is confident that his preferred candidate will emerge victorious.
The region is ready for the election. As you can see, we have some delegates who are here, who are also moving to their various constituencies to make sure they take part in this very important exercise. But I think that with all humility, it is understandable that this is the time of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Delegates arriving from other regions also expressed optimism about the process.
No, we needed a peaceful and fair delegate election. That's all that we expected. And then we needed someone the NDC hated for. The one that the NDC doesn't want us to vote. And that's the person that, in name of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, for us to vote for him to come.
The new Patriotic Party's flag-bearer election is expected to attract delegates from across the country, with party leaders calling for unity, calm and discipline before, during and after the polls. Peter Agengre, GBC News, Bolgatanga.
In the Ashanti region, the Electoral Commission says it is ready for the upcoming primaries as voting materials, including the register and logistics, have all been distributed across all 47 constituencies. The Deputy Ashanti Regional Director of the EC, Mr. Ebenezer Donko, told our correspondent Thomas in Soweje that no challenges have been encountered, ensuring smooth preparations for the elections.
In all, we have 47 constituencies, but some of the constituencies that have over 1,000 delegates have been split into two. So now we have 59 centers in the region where delegates will go and then cast their votes come Saturday. We have received all the ballots, papers, registers, statement of vote. It has been dispatched to the constituencies. So everything is set for Saturday. We are just waiting for Saturday to come.
The Minister for the Interior, Alhaji Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, has dismissed claims that the ministry has taken over recruitment into the security services. He said no recruitment into the various security agencies remains the responsibility of their respective services, while the ministry provides oversight to ensure that the process is seamless, transparent and free from interference. The minister was speaking at the Christ the King Screening Center when he visited to assess recruitment process for the Ghana Immigration Service.
At Christ the King Center, the Interior Minister observed the ongoing Ghana Immigration Service screening exercise, which forms part of the broader recruitment process across the security services. The minister reaffirmed government's commitment to professionalism, transparency, fairness, and respect for human dignity within all security agencies. The Minister for the Interior, Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, noted that the centralized recruitment system is robust and deliberately designed to limit human interactions that could be exploited or compromised.
All we are ensuring is that let the process go without too many human interference. Well, it is a human interference that creates suspicion and the call of corruption, call of bribery and all that. We've created a system, and the system is, robust, and it's able to take the process through, allow the process to go without that want to have human interference.
He commended applicants for their discipline and patience and warned the public against individuals who claim they can influence recruitment outcomes for a fee, describing such claims as fraudulent. A dedicated email address, recruitment@mint.gov.gh, has been curated to allow the public to report cases of fraud, misconduct, or irregularities related to recruitment into the security services. For GBC News, Juliet Metal-Edmonds reporting.
Police service has arrested 7 suspects for a highway robbery. They allegedly robbed a Council of State member of several personal items on July 21, 2025 along the Tamale-Bupe Highway. At a news conference in Accra on Thursday, January 29, the Director General of the Criminal Investigations Department, COP Lydia Donko, urged the public to be vigilant and protect personal safety as police crackdown on crime continues across the country.
2026, following intelligence gathered by the CID, a team from the anti-armed robbery units was dispatched to Salaga in the Savannah region. This operation led to the arrest of Rashida Yusuf, who was found in possession of an iPhone 7 Plus belonging to one of the victims. The phone was retrieved. Further investigations led officers to a mobile phone shop located at Dagomba Line in Salaga. The shop attendant Aaron Abana Baswifanga was arrested, and he disclosed that the phone had been brought to the shop by his uncle Wilson Avason, an environmental officer, and the shop's owner who resides in Tamale. Suspect Wilson Avason was subsequently arrested in Tamale. During interrogation, suspect Wilson Avason stated that he purchased the phone from a phone repairer, Muntaru Idrisu, also known as Virgin, for 1,000 Ghana cedis. Police then arrested suspect Muntaru Idrisu at the Tamale Abuabu market, where he led officers to arrest Aminu Zebrila, also known as Birdman, a 35-year-old Okada rider, at Dumbu, a suburb of Tamale. Suspect Aminu Zebrila admitted to selling the phone to Muntaru Idrisu for 650 Ghana cedis. A search conducted in the room of suspect Aminu Zebrila resulted in the retrieval of several items, including a locally manufactured shotgun, 1 locally manufactured pistol, 4 live BB cartridges, 1 locally manufactured sword with the inscription Birdman, 1 live 5.56 by 44 CZ ammunition, 2 live revolver ammunition, 1 face mask, 1 jackknife, a quantity of dried leaves suspected to be Indian hemp, 1 talisman, 1 cutter, 1 catapult, 15 assorted mobile phones, 1 Django motorbike, 17 assorted wristwatches, 5 pen drives, 1 Telecel SIM card, and 3 MTN cards which were removed from the phones that were snatched from victims during the robbery.
Government described it as 20 years of distinction in migration studies, strategic alliance and leadership in influencing the future of mobility. The said accolade characterized the launch of 20 years of institutionalizing the value of human movements across the globe. This was a special day for the Center for Migration Studies, University of Ghana in Accra, where academia, government officials, and international partners demonstrated that migrants or foreigners might not be security threats. They contribute positively to the economies of their host nations.
Established in 2006, the Center for Migration Studies at the University of Ghana is the only academic center of its kind in West Africa, offering training in migration studies at graduate and postgraduate levels. The director of the Center for Migration Studies, Professor Mary Boatma Setrana, eulogized the center's founders.
I am particularly grateful to the founding members, especially Emerita Professor Techua Menu, who was instrumental in setting up the center. Professor Mariama Awumila, the founding director, Professor Peter Korte, the founding deputy director, as well as Professor John Anefi, Professor Stephen Kwanche.
The Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, Professor Nana Abba Apia Amfo, said the center has helped bridge the gap between research, policy, and practice.
Migration research is critical because migration is deeply linked to economic resilience, human security, skills development, and regional integration. Across Africa and globally, millions of people move for work, education, safety, and to seek better opportunities.
The Minister for the Interior, Mr. Mohamed Mubarak Muntaka, said the center has worked together with the ministry to advance Ghana's migration governance.
Center for Migration Studies has continuously showed policy relevance and intellectual leadership, supporting relevant government institutions to transform migration from a minor issue to a major development priority within national and regional policy frameworks.
Government has prioritized completion of the Buankra Inland Port project to boost trade and investment in the Ashanti region. Closely linked to this project is a directive to roll the 43 metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies in the region to secure litigation-free land for the creation of industrial parks for local and foreign investors willing to do business in Ghana. The Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amwakohene, gave the directive in Kumasi at the launch of the first ever Ashanti Trade and Investment Promotion. Correspondent Nicholas Sosewusu with the details.
Trade and Investment Promotion, codenamed Ashanti Expo 2026, is a collaboration between the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council, RCC, and private industry players. It's expected to create an avenue for entrepreneurs, state agencies, MMDs, dealers in agricultural goods, and others to promote their product and the Ashanti region as a strategic and friendly investment destination for indigenous and foreign investors. The event consultant, Mr. Kofi Yanka, disclosed that as part of the expo, a competition had been scheduled for creative and innovative individuals to pitch unique business ideas in addition to a farmers market, which will be a side attraction.
Ashanti Expo 2026 seeks to give a platform for micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises in Ashanti region to market their products and services to a wider market.
The Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amwakohene, said government has prioritized the completion of the Buankra Inland Port and other investment-friendly initiatives to attract local and international investors. He therefore encouraged all MMDAs to secure litigation-free lands for the creation of industrial parks.
We have written to all the MMDCs to locate lands that are well situated and could equally be used for industrial parks, no matter how little it is, to start something from their various districts. They have made available lands that are litigation-free, that can be made available to even private developers to be able to start industrial parks for the various districts in partnership with government, or even if you want to go solely private, you can go do that. So this is also an opportunity that we are opening it up to the business community.
The Municipal Chief Executive for Mampong, Mr. Yakubu Isifu, mentioned the famous Asante Mampong's Cap as one of the many investment opportunities being promoted in the municipality.
Work has already begun at the Mampong escarpment. It is one of the greatest tourism sites that Mampong we can boast of. So we've contracted some people to come and cut the trees so that along the road it will be visible for the drivers. And then again, we've also gotten solar panels so that after cutting down the trees for it to be visible, then we will now install the solar panel. And then it will look like when you're going to Kwawu Eduamwa, how the whole thing looks like. So that is what we are bringing to Mampong.
The Ashanti Expo 2026, which is on the theme Unlocking Business Opportunities in the Golden Heart of Ghana, has been scheduled for 5th to 9th of April to coincide with the Easter festivities. Reporting for GBC News, Nicholas Osewusu, Kumasi.
You're watching News Hour live on GBC News and GTV. We take a quick break and return with business, entertainment, and some international news.
CHAS and GES, lab tested by Noguchi Medical, field trialed by Atomic Energy Commission. It has no chemical or side effects and is good for all ages and skin type. MedShea is available nationwide. Contact us on 0244892413. This advert is approved by FDA.
Saturday, 2025, maybe. Now you're being some Ediasia 2026. High sense was here for America crazy. Now you're Dagan of when you nasi. You're in passe. Gidia when you're way, Muna near Digano. And on the Abuama high sense, you do some preference. So who the Uncle boy a man ye? No credit. And the same boy ye chidom. I say you crying. Ama yes, she said near Makama at the bro. Technology, the bro, with Tribe Boom, your customer service no so. Ya show mukutu fine. Ye ye a check on I pay a one who say about the quality home appliances and electronics are high sense chino. Moko bay. Oh, anyway, 2026. I am no me in afi. I did buy a new man was so our high sense. High sense. Everyday prices for everyday people.
Welcome to the business segment. Venture Capital Trust Fund and partnership with Flat 6 Labs Africa have launched a 2-day boot camp to equip startups with strategy, governance, and investment readiness skills.
Many tech startups launch with big ideas but struggle to survive without strong strategy and governance. With findings from IFC, the bootcamp is aimed at preparing Ghanaian tech founders for sustainable growth. The Director of Global Partnership at Flat 6 Labs Africa, Fatin AC, urged founders to fully take advantage of the program, noting that well-structured startups are better positioned to create jobs and contribute. The Ghana private sector competitiveness.
We apologize for the mishap. As Ghana positions its cashew and palm oil industries for global markets, a new phase of private sector support is focusing on quality standards, certification, and competitiveness to help local SMEs meet international trade requirements and scale up exports.
The Ghana Private Sector Competitiveness Program Phase 2, a bilateral initiative between the Swiss government through SECO and the government of Ghana, is building on earlier reforms to strengthen the enabling environment for agro-processing and trade, implemented by NIRAS International Consulting and Pro-Forest. The program is targeting SMEs across the value chains with a strong focus on quality assurance, certification, and international standards, key requirements for export success. At a 2-day training session, beneficiary businesses were taken through compliance HACCP, ISO 22000, authority, and sustainability standards required by global buyers. One of the beneficiaries, founder and chief executive of Aquaba Fine, said that the matching grant will help her company scale production, strengthen food safety systems, and secure internationally recognized certifications needed to compete on export markets.
We've got very high expectations of this matching grant. We are looking forward to, receive the funds to be able to scale up significantly so that we can get ourselves market ready, and especially, for export.
The team lead for the Ghana Private Sector Competitiveness Program Phase 2 is Juliana Ofori-Kakari.
There are a lot of businesses in the area of cashew and oil palm processing. We saw the need for us to orient, educate, and also for them to be able to align with the international standards, because we are talking about market penetration, and we are talking about meeting the global market environment.
The private sector and trade specialist at the Embassy of Switzerland, Charlotte Fodego, noted that Switzerland's support is aimed at creating jobs, increasing incomes, and reducing poverty through trade.
Performance of the local currency on the forex markets, and bring you the commodities figures. That's it for the business segment. There's more news ahead.
Going to the library.
Okay. I'm going for my graduation. Go well.
Education changes stories, and being part of these stories is the real passion for us. MTN.
MedShay, natural mosquito repellent, highly recommended by Ministry of Health, CHAS and GES, lab tested by Noguchi Medical, field trialed by Atomic Energy Commission. It has no chemical or side effects and is good for all ages and skin type. MedShay is available nationwide. Contact us on 0244892413. This advert is approved by
Great new test for the inside. No more banu yeah, come on the hot water pet. Basic channel hot. Idebio. Promising to the guy. No more banu about test that die. Ibije. Master channel mixy mixy. Great new test there mixy choco mixy coffee. Ninyana ube feel. Mixy. Great new test there mixy choco mixy coffee. MPA aje everyday cafe.
Welcome to the energy segment of the news. A major conversation on how Ghana protects its most vulnerable electricity consumers has taken place in Accra as stakeholders converged to examine the country's lifeline electricity tariff. The engagement held under the auspices of the Gimpa PRC Center of Excellence in Public Utility Regulation opened a wider public discussion on who truly benefits from the Lifeline tariff and how it can be improved to serve its original purpose.
The Lifeline electricity tariff is designed to support low-income households by allowing them to pay reduced rates for limited electricity consumption. However, questions have been raised over the years about its effectiveness and sustainability. It is against this backdrop that academic researchers, industry players, regulators and policymakers gathered in Accra to assess the current structure of the Lifeline tariff and its impact on consumers. Participants made presentations outlining policy intentions, regulatory challenges, and operational realities within Ghana's power distribution sector. A key highlight of the engagement was the presentation of findings from a Lifeline tariff study, which examined how the tariff is being applied and whether it is reaching the intended beneficiaries. The study revealed important insights into consumption patterns, affordability, and the need for better targeting mechanisms. Speakers emphasized that while the Lifeline tariff remains a critical social intervention, its effectiveness depends on accurate data, public education, and continuous policy review.
How many people can actually afford to live comfortably with the kind of costs associated with electricity?
If the tariffs are so high, it will lead to what we call the utility dust spiral. People will start moving to illegal connections into so many other things, including self-generation. So how do we ensure that the consumer can pay and at the same time the utilities are able to get their money? It requires stakeholders. Stakeholders are those gathered here, experts that are going to use data. Data not just to discuss, but data to inform policy.
They stressed that reforms to the Lifeline tariff must balance social protection with the financial sustainability of electricity providers. The discussions in Accra may well shape future decisions on how the country supports its most vulnerable consumers while keeping the lights on for all.
Kerosene consumption in Ghana has fallen sharply, declining by 31% in 2024 to 1,777 metric tons compared to 2023.
In the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors 2024 industry report, experts attribute the sustained decline to key government interventions, including the introduction of the fuel marketing program in 2013, which reduced the use of kerosene as an adulterant for gas oil, and the removal of kerosene subsidies the same year. Also, government LPG promotion policy aimed at replacing wood fuels with cleaner cooking options has played a major role in shifting households away from kerosene. Rapid urbanization has also contributed as more Ghanaians adopt cleaner and more efficient energy sources as LPG. The executive director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, SEMSE, Mr. Benjamin Insia, spoke to Energy News.
Mostly kerosene is used for generating electricity. However, over the years, we've seen full expansion or total expansion of electricity at the rural and urban levels. And because of the expansion accessibility to electricity, I think that most Ghanaians do not need it for their household or domestic energy generation. And we are likely going to see it declining further in the coming years because when we are able to attain the universal accessibility rate of about 98%, it means that every household in Ghana will have electricity connected to the national grid. And if you have electricity connected to the national grid, I don't think that you will need any kerosene to power lanterns or other energy tools or energy equipment at the household.
The data from the National Petroleum Authority (NPA) also indicates that the trend reflects Ghana's gradual transition towards cleaner energy consumption, with implications for public health, environmental protection, and energy sector regulation.
We go for a quick break and return with more news.
Mixture for arthritic pain.
Arthritis, it's me. Can't it, Mr. No, can't it, Mr. No, can't it, Mr.
Yerba Biarana Nuduo, Moria, or arthritis, cancer mixture, obey your juma when you put your inside. I'm a place in the grand.
And in Fidriana, menu, on your mapping for your button, I want one menu for. First, baby, I'm from one Sanka, saying and Susan, Bonnie Biara, home doctor, and I report for FDA Med Safety App Nodo.
And Katui, FDA.
The health segment of the news is by Trust Jehovah Helper Center and Vita. Hundreds of residents of Gamashi in Accra have benefited from a free health screening and sanitation advocacy exercise aimed at promoting preventive health care and early disease detection. The outreach brought essential medical services directly to the community.
The forecourt of the Gamashi Development Agency was filled with residents as health professionals conducted free medical screening for members of the community. Residents underwent basic medical checks, including blood sample collection, to help assess common disease patterns and guide early medical intervention. Organizers say the strong turnout reflects growing public awareness of the importance of regular health screening and early detection of disease, adding that the exercise also served as a platform to promote good sanitation practices.
I want to take this opportunity to encourage everybody to have screening to be a regular aspect of their endeavor. The health screen movement for women and young adults in Gamashi is not for any reason, but Gamashi is the heartbeat of Ghana.
Participants were educated on responsible waste disposal and the impact of environmental hygiene on public health as part of efforts to reduce disease risk within the community.
We should take charge of our health. Don't wait till you are sick before you visit a health facility. Make it a routine. Every month or every 3 months, walk to any health facility and check your health. That is very important.
The exercise was organized by the Nature Foundation in collaboration with the Rotary Club of Accra Premier International, Alma Medical Laboratory, the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, and partners.
This segment of the news was brought to you by Kindness Vita and Trust Jehovah Helper Center.
In 1965, Ghana chose her own value. From cowries and pounds, the city was born, our pride in our own hands. It flowed through markets, palms, and memories, and became part of daily life. Through every season of change, the city has remained a constant in Ghanaian life. In 2007, we took a bold step, ushering in a new era of confidence and stability. Today, the city lives in banks, markets, and apps, rooted in tradition, shaped by history, carried by innovation. 60 years on, it remains our heritage, our identity, our pride. Know the city. Keep it clean.
To some news on the continent, the West African Regional Bloc ECOWAS on Wednesday removed all outstanding sanctions imposed against Guinea following the 2021 coup after last month's election of former junta leader Mamadi Doumbouya.
The regional bloc reaffirmed its position on Sunday in Nigeria's capital Abuja, where heads of state and government met for the 68th summit of the Economic Community of West African States ECOWAS, amid growing concern over insecurity, economic pressures and political instability across the region. Opening the summit, ECOWAS Commission Chairman and Sierra Leone's President Julius Maada Bio warned that the resurgence of unconstitutional changes of government continues to pose a serious threat to regional stability. He pointed to the ongoing instability in Guinea-Bissau and an attempted coup in Benin as reminders that democracy in the region requires constant vigilance and principled action. Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima, representing President Bola Tinubu, urged leaders to reaffirm their commitment to regional solidarity, stressing that West Africa's unity goes beyond political disagreements.
Back here in Accra, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, called for stronger coordinated regional security strategies to confront the escalating threat of terrorism and violent extremism in West Africa. She cautioned that the menace is no longer remote, but a shared and growing reality across the sub-region. Addressing a high-level consultative conference on regional cooperation and security in Accra, Professor Opoku-Agyeman urged West African nations to deepen collaboration, enhance intelligence sharing, and pursue collective action. The conference brought together security chiefs from Burkina Faso, Liberia, Mauritania, Nigeria, Mali, and other countries to forge a unified response to the threat.
The President believes that a shared understanding of the challenges ahead is urgent, and that the political and technical dimensions of our response must be addressed together. The strategic environment confronting our region has changed significantly. The challenges we face are increasingly intercontinental and transnational. Violent extremism, terrorism, organized crime, cyber threats, and persistent youth unemployment do not respect borders, institutional mandates, or even traditional policy silos. In this context, leadership requires more than responding to immediate pressures. It calls for foresight and coordination, ensuring that security strategies, foreign policy, and development agendas reinforce one another rather than operate in isolation. While the challenges ahead are serious, they are not beyond our ability to handle. With ongoing political dedication, coordinated efforts, and a focus on practical results, our region can strengthen its foundations and move with greater confidence towards peace and prosperity.
Some arts news now. A study conducted in the central region has revealed key factors contributing to the decline of certain cultural practices and festivals. The findings show that excessive youth-focused entertainment The infiltration of foreign cultures and unlawful behaviors are overshadowing traditional customs. Additionally, a lack of transparency among some community leaders and the absence of community projects following festivals have discouraged citizens from participating. The research presented at Anomabo used the Ocher Festival as a case study to highlight these challenges.
Researchers from the University of Professional Studies UPSA and the Accra Business School conducted the study on the decline of Cultural Festival of Anomabo as a case study. The research explored how festival tourism could drive socioeconomic growth. Anomabo, a historical coastal town in the central region, once served as a major trading post during the transatlantic era and is home to Fort Williams, built by the British. The town is renowned for its rich cultural heritage, including fishing, drumming, asafo companies, and traditional festivals. The Ocher Festival, which celebrates purification and community identity, has not been held for the past 3 years, reflecting its waning significance. Following community engagement, lead researchers Dr. Theophilus J.P. Gabra of the Accra Business School and the director of the Research and Consultancy Center at UPSA, Professor Alexander Peko, shared their findings and recommendations with GBC News, emphasizing the need to revive and sustain such festivals to preserve cultural heritage and promote tourism.
The discussion is now looking at the future, what can be done in order to enhance and sustain the festival so that it will not just be a celebration of entertainment, but a celebration of preserving the culture and also enhancing the development of the community.
Mr. Peter Mensah, a community member and one of the coordinators of the Ocher Festival, also used the lessons he has drawn from the study.
First, to be sincere, you fire service phone count. By training there, but one man when here part they don't want because we chino so coffee is banned as message to fear. They are for uncle who. Why you man?
And that will be all in this package of news. My name is Clara Mlano, and I did the news with Robert Frimpong Manso as our sign language interpreter. Have a good evening.
In 1965, Ghana chose her own value. From cowries and pounds, the city was born, our pride in our own hands. It flowed through markets, palms, and memories, and became part of daily life. Through every season of change, the city has remained a constant in Ghanaian life. In 2007, we took a bold step, ushering in a new era of confidence and stability. Today, the city lives in banks, markets, and apps, rooted in tradition, shaped by history, carried by innovation. 60 years on, it remains our heritage, our identity, our pride. Know the city. Keep it clean.
Meet Kwame. He's not just any Kwame. He's Kwame the TV license legend. Kwame knows that by paying his TV license, he's supporting GBC, our public service broadcaster, and he's making a real difference. Kwame's contribution helps bring our communities closer together. Because of Kwame and others like him, we will all have access to amazing TV programs, educational content, plus broadcasting infrastructures are maintained and our culture is beautifully promoted. So GBC is asking all to respond to this civic obligation and pay your TV license fee. For individuals, it's 3 CDs per month or 36 CDs per year. If you have multiple sets, meaning 2 or more in your household, it's 60 CDs per year. For commercial institutions, it's your number of TV sets by 36 CDs per year, and you pay the invoiced amount directly to GBC. So let's all take a moment to appreciate Kwame, the TV license legend. Wherever you are, just dial *447*333# and follow the prompt. It's your civic duty, so pay your TV license today. GBC, the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana.
In 1965, Ghana chose her own value. From cowries and pounds, the city was born, our pride in our own hands. It flowed through markets, palms, and memories, and became part of daily life. Through every season of change, the city has remained a constant in Ghanaian life. In 2007, we took a bold step, ushering in a new era of confidence and stability. Today, the city lives in banks, markets, and apps, rooted in tradition, shaped by history, carried by innovation. 60 years on, it remains our heritage, our identity, our pride. Know the city. Keep it clean.
Meet Kwame. He's not just any Kwame. He's Kwame, the TV license legend. Kwame knows that by paying his TV license, he's supporting GBC, our public service broadcaster, and he's making a real difference. Kwame's contribution helps bring our communities closer together. Because of Kwame and others like him, we will all have access to amazing TV programs, educational content, plus broadcasting infrastructures are maintained, and our culture is beautifully promoted. So GBC is asking all to respond to this civic obligation and pay your TV license fee. For individuals, it's 3 CDs per month or 36 CDs per year. If you have multiple sets, meaning 2 or more in your household, it's 60 CDs per year. For commercial institutions, it's your number of TV sets by 36 CDs per year, and you pay the invoiced amount directly to GBC. So let's all take a moment to appreciate Kwame, the TV license legend. Wherever you are, just dial *447*333# and follow the prompt. It's your civic duty, so pay your TV license today. GBC, the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana.
In 1965, Ghana chose her own value. From cowries and pounds, the city was born, our pride in our own hands. It flowed through markets, palms, and memories, and became part of daily life. Through every season of change, the city has remained a constant in Ghanaian life. In 2007, we took a bold step, ushering in a new era of confidence and stability. Today, the city lives in banks, markets, and apps, rooted in tradition, shaped by history, carried by innovation. 60 years on, it remains our heritage, our identity, our pride. Know the city. Keep it clean.
Meet Kwame. He's not just any Kwame. He's Kwame, the TV license legend. Kwame knows that by paying his TV license, he's supporting GBC, our public service broadcaster, and he's making a real difference. Kwame's contribution helps bring our communities closer together. Because of Kwame and others like him, we will all have access to amazing TV programs, educational content, plus broadcasting infrastructures are maintained, and our culture is beautifully promoted. So GBC is asking all to respond to this civic obligation and pay your TV license fee. For individuals, it's 3 CDs per month or 36 CDs per year. If you have multiple sets, meaning 2 or more in your household, it's 60 CDs per year. For commercial institutions, it's your number of TV sets by 36 CDs per year, and you pay the invoiced amount directly to GBC. So let's all take a moment to appreciate Kwame, the TV license legend. Wherever you are, just dial star 447 star 333 hash and follow the prompt. It's your civic duty, so pay your TV license today. GBC, the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana.
In 1965, Ghana chose her own value. From cowries and pounds, the city was born. Our pride in our own hands. It flowed through markets, palms, and memories, and became part of daily life. Through every season of change, the city has remained a constant in Ghanaian life. In 2007, we took a bold step, ushering in a new era of confidence and stability. Today, the city lives in banks, markets, and apps, rooted in tradition, shaped by history, carried by innovation. 60 years on, it remains our heritage, our identity, our pride. Know the city. Keep it clean.
We shall tell our own stories, narrate our own details, watch the continent with our own spectacles and through our own lenses. We shall tell our stories better, the ups and downs, the pleasant and unpleasant without a slant. Stories from Africa, by Africans, told by Africans, understood by the world. All this and more within Africa on Tuesdays and Fridays at 4:05 p.m. on GBC News. Within Africa with Multiti.
Welcome to Red Clay. So this is a personal studio by Ibrahim Mahama. So he's an artist from the north here. So this is a personal studio which he started the construction in 2015, but we started exhibition works here in 2020. So we've been having a couple of exhibitions in this space. So over here we have this installation, which happens to be titled Non-Orientable in Cancer. Non-Orientable in Cancer. So the non-orientable, you can relate it to when freshers are enrolled in a school, you get to see that they'll organize some orientation programs for them, which they'll kind of tell them the do's and don'ts of the school. So in here, we kind of, the artist decided to kind of make these boxes randomly arranged. So if you watch closely, you get to see that some of these boxes are placed in different forms. Yes, so he decided to kind of name it non-orientable. Then the cancer was one of the shoemaker guys who used to help him in collecting the shoemaker boxes from the Zongo communities in Accra. So they collected over 4,000 of these boxes, where he then commissioned some of them to be made in a paint company called Gihok. So that Gihok company was founded by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. So during his time of presidency, there were a lot of unemployment. So he wanted to kind of create job opportunities for the youth of this country. So we had the opportunity to kind of, these are some invoices from the Gihok Paint Division. Yes. So at the time that they were making some of these boxes in their space, the artist noticed that most of these production orders were either bent, thrown away, or given to food vendors. So he decided to kind of collect them to make some artworks out of them. Yes. So he collected over 4,000 of them, where he then commissioned some of them to be made in that paint company, Gihok. So At the time that they were making some of these boxes in there, the artist noticed that most of these woods which were used in